Okay, well, welcome and thank you for joining us. And we'll start, of course, with a bracha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. And with that,
Amen.
I am going to go ahead and see if I can share the screen. Looks like I can, so that's good. And here we are. Very good. So what's happened is, of course, that Eliezer was at the well. And before I go any further, we will see that, in fact, Harlan, you were correct, not necessarily in specifying a number, although you might say that each man uh, was assigned to a camel, but we all of a sudden find out that there were anashim asher ito. There were men with him. So that was silent. We couldn't assume anything. But as a matter of fact, the text now starts to provide information that indicates there were indeed men with Eliezer who came to Haran with him. Another little point is that Betuel is alive at this point. It's only later on that he appears not to be around, but I just wanted to correct any misimpressions that I had given the other day. Uh, I believe he does in fact pass on, but we'll have to wait and see if we even get to that place to see where that happens. But at this particular point, he is alive. So here goes. This is Lavan speaking to Eliezer. Remember, Lavan saw the nose ring and the bracelets on Rebecca, and he ran to see Eliezer, who this person was. Right. Vayomer, and he said, Bo Baruch Hashem, right? Come, O blessed of the Lord. Look at the fancy language he's using, right? He
Yeah.
is such a phony. Lama
Right.
ta'amud bachutz. Why are you standing outside? Va'anochi piniti abayit, and I've already cleared out the house. Umakom lagamalim, and place for your camels. So, cleared out the house. What do we mean? So we're going to find out. Let's see where this is. Right, down here. Piniti habayit. I cleared out the house. Okay, so me avodat elilim. And so Rashi quotes Bereshit Rabbah here to say he cleared out the house from any trace of idols, from any trace of idolatry.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was, again, I think what the Bereshit Rabbah is trying to bring out is the man's phoniness. Okay, so cleared out
He
the
was,
house could be mean one thing, and this is what he really meant. Okay.
he's greedy.
Yep. Vayavo ha'ish habaita, and the man came to the house. Vayifatach hagamalim, and he loosened the muzzles of the camels. Vayiten teven umispor lagamalim, and he gave straw and fodder to the camels. Umayim lirchotz raglav, and water to wash his feet. This is Lavan doing this, right? Varagleha anashim, and the legs of the men who were with him. So, like I said, here we have evidence that there were men with Eliezer. There was no evidence prior to that we could come up with, but here it is. Okay, so why the detail? Again, Rashi has to bring out the fact that there must be some reason for the detail that is given here. Why would it be important to mention? Why not just mention he fed the camels? Why the detail of loosening their muscles, right? So here we go. Right. Let's see. Yeah. Vaifatach. Hetir zamam shelahem. He loosened their muzzles. Shehaya sotem et pihem, because they would uh, close off, okay, their mouths, okay, shelo yiru bederech besad, that they should not take pasturage on the way, besadot acherim, in the fields of others. So again,
Hmm.
just tremendous concern for other people and their property, and again, counterintuitive to the way most people operate. That there's this conscious effort now to make sure that there isn't any surreptitious stealing from other people. And
Hmm.
I assume that this was a practice, that is to say, that having your animals graze on somebody else's on the way field wasn't so uncommon. So here we go. Going on. Vayusam lifanav lechol. And so you can see here, there's a ketiv. This is the way it looks in the Torah, but this is the way it's pronounced. This is the Kri, right? Placed before him, was placed before him to eat, something to eat, food. Vayomer lo, Vayomer, and the Eliezer said, Lo ochal, I will not eat ad im dibarti devarai, until I've been able to speak my words. Vayomer daber, and he said, speak away, speak. Okay, see if there's any. Right, here we are, Rashi. Ad im dibarti. Okay, so there's a little bit of an interesting turn of phrase here. So here, ad im dibarti. So normally the word im aleph mem means if, okay? But Rashi points out here, hare im, but here indeed, the word im mishamesh belashon asher. Here it means asher, that, not if, but that. Uvelashon ki, and sometimes it means because. Kamo, and he gives examples. Ad ki yavo shila. Let me see, right. I want to make sure. Maybe what he's saying here is that sometimes the word asher is they use the word ki, which means for, right? In place of asher, right? Because ad ki yavo shila, until Shiloh arrives, and it really means is ad asher yavo Shiloh, ad asher, until.
Hmm.
V'zeh she'amru Chazal, and this is what is stated by our sages of blessed memory. He says, ki mishamesh ba'arba lashonot, that the word ki sometimes can be used in 4 different senses. V'ha'echad I v'hu im. Okay, and one of them is I, if, right? V'hu im, and it can so mean, the word ki can mean if, as, okay, onwards.
Hmm.
So here he goes. Vayomar, and he said, Eved Avraham Anochi, I am Abraham's Eved, I'm Abraham's slave, right? That's literally how we translate Eved.
No Rashi till 36.
Okay, thanks, Lauren. Okay. Vahashem berech et Adoni ma'od vayigdal. And the Lord has blessed my master very much, and he has become great. Vayiten lo tzon uvakar, and I assume that we're talking about God, has given him flocks and herds, v'chesef v'zahav, and silver and gold, v'avadim ushvachot, and men servants and maid servants, u'gmalim v'chamorim, and camels and donkeys.
Hmm.
Vateled Sarah eshet Adoni, and Sarah, uh, the wife of my master, gave birth, ben Ladoni, a son to my master, achare ziknata, after she had become elderly. Vayiten lo et kol asher lo, and he has given to him all that he has, all that he possesses.
Rabbi,
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have a
No.
question that's
Sure.
just about the word usage, and it's not really about the text so much. And if it's too out of the way or too long to explain, you can ignore it. But I'm curious about why the word for maidservant isn't a feminine version of male servant. And obviously the one for male servant is from the word meaning to work. And I
Right.
was wondering what the root of the one for maidservant really meant.
That's a really good question, and I've never actually thought of that. Never thought of that question. You know, I just accepted that fact. But what I can do is we can take a quick look at Jastrow and see what he says and whether he gives us any origins or basis of why it is. Okay? Yeah. So the singular is shifcha, and all right. So let's stop that.
It seems like it could be avadot.
Yeah, no,
But
no, right. So let's take a look and see if I can find it. Give me a moment. All right, I'm going to start a different share. This is the Jastrow dictionary, and we'll take a look at here. Hopefully this is doing all of it. And this is Jastrow Online, which is very, very handy. Here, so let's see if this helps. Okay, so we'll go back. Ooh, let's see.
you have it down here.
What's
It says urinary canal.
Yeah, no, let's see. Yeah, I know. That's shofcha.
Oh,
Right?
oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
We have to back up a little bit.
I
to
know,
Shifech.
we do. Let's make sure we got that. Hold on a second. Sorry. Yeah, we have to back up to a chet. It's not a chaf, it's a chet. So let's go back to where it has to be.
Okay.
And okay. Yes. So
You're right.
overflow is what it means there. Let's see if we can go. Let's see. Shfachot. Here we go. Handmade. So here's shifcha, right?
Mhm.
So attach. Oh, from the word mishpacha, right?
Mm-hmm.
From the mishpacha. See what it's saying here. Okay. No, it's not giving you so many origins here. So, yeah. But it certainly could have to do with mishpacha.
Yeah, that would make sense. In the sense that they were often used to provide children for the lineage.
Well, or that they were.
Attached, it says, in small print there, it says at the beginning, attached to a household.
Yes.
So
The other thing is domestic. Domestic could be a way to translate it.
So or it could mean that the man was the servant, but the female, his wife, or I don't know.
Not always not necessarily, but it could be that the man had manual labor. In other words, out in the fields and stuff. Generally speaking, was given heavy manual labor.
Oh, I get it.
Whereas,
So she had household duties.
correct. So
can you
that's
go
why.
down
Maybe
a little
involve the
bit?
family.
A little bit lower on the page. We look a little, there we go. Wait a minute. Shifcha, attached to the household, handmaid, slave.
Mhm.
They took a rib from Adam and gave him a
It
handmaid.
says V,
Sorry.
is V mishpacha. We'll see.
That
see
means
the word-
vide. Yeah, see
the word
mishpacha. So we can go there. Okay.
Well, yeah, I think because when you're talking about the household and domestic stuff, it implies stuff for the
Right. That's
attending to the family,
correct. As
you
opposed to
know, and
field
their
work.
personal needs, right?
Right, and not field work.
Right, like house slaves versus field
Right,
slaves, yeah.
right,
Well, she
exactly.
might have, also maybe they were typically nurses to the babies or wet nurses even.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we can find here. We need to go further. Okay, sorry. Let's go to the next page. Let's see. Okay, here we go. This mishpacha. And then it says biblical Hebrew, There it is, right? But he's got this sapach here, and we've got sfia chasades, things like that. Okay, let's check up
Use it
sapach.
for Hagar.
Yes.
I
Yes.
went back and looked.
Right.
They used that same
Yeah. Yeah.
the
So
same
she
show
helped.
rash
Right. She helped Sarah with the
Right.
domestic duties.
for maid, is
Yeah.
what it says. Yes.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's, I know that,
Right.
that the whole question is why is a servant handmaid as a, I mean, yeah, okay. So,
And yes, and then there you go with the whole royalty sort of thing. If they're actual royalty, the princess would have maids with her too. I mean, if you want to go there.
yeah, so it's literally man and maid, not man and woman servants, but man and maid servants.
Right.
Mm.
Huh. Okay. He may be some vague reference there. Okay. I'm going to stop that. And
Yeah, I think I get it.
yeah,
It
I'm not,
answers my
but I
question.
still think it was helpful.
Oh, yeah, because it pulls some other things together too.
Yes.
Very nice, Ron. Very nice.
All right. So it was great. I mean, I'll have to try and remember now from the, that question that you asked. All right, let's keep going. All right. Vayashbi'eni Adoni Lemor, and my master made me swear, right, saying, Lo tikach isha livni, you shall not take a wife for my son, mi benot haknaani, from the daughters of the Canaanite, asher anochi yoshev be'arzo, in whose land I dwell. Im lo el beit avi telech ve'el mishpachti, unless, right, I think that's what it's saying, unless you go to the house of my father, go to the house of my father, ve'el mishpachti, and to my family, ve'lakachta isha livni, and take a wife for my son.
And I don't think you did the Rashi for 36.
Did I not? Oh, okay. Let's go back there.
Because I interrupted.
Okay. No, it's okay. Vayiten lo et asher kol asher lo, gave to him everything he had. So why would they believe Eliezer? Why? Shtar hamatana her alahem. He showed them her alahem. He showed them shtar, the contract of the gift. Yeah, matana. Right? I don't know if there's another word that we use that would be more legal, but
It says
basically,
here gift deed.
okay. All right. Well, matana is a gift, so right. So he showed them the piece of paper that proved it. Okay.
That's my last daughter's middle name,
It's
Matana?
matana. Yes.
Matana,
Yes.
because my grandmother didn't have a middle name, so
Oh,
she was my gift from my grandmother. You know.
All right. Going
Yep.
on. All right. Going on to 37. Lo tikach isha livni mi bnot hakanani, you shall not take, etc., etc. Im lo telech tefillah, unless you go first, right? And here it means, if you do not go first. So unless you go first, el beit avi, to my father's house, velo toveh, and she does not desire. This is interesting, right? Where he takes it, lalechet acharecha, and she doesn't want to go after you. So, I mean, I think there's certainly one takeaway, a big takeaway, is that it was very important, even here in biblical times, for the woman to desire to be married to the man. That a man was not there to force a woman to become his wife. So, just a subtlety that we get from looking at the Rashi here.
She may have already been. They may have already been promised to somebody else too.
Well, but it's saying lo toveh, which means she doesn't want.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I mean,
Yeah.
there
Well,
could
that
be
might be
also
her
something
reason.
else that
Yeah.
that would.
Well, that might be reason, but the point is she
Right.
doesn't want to go. That's the
you
thing.
know, Rabbi, I can't understand the situation. If you have a daughter and they say, you're going to marry this man, say a yunta says, you're going to marry this man. She never seen the man, doesn't know the man. My daughter, if somebody comes to the house, I want to find out what they are and who they are and where they work and how their family is. This one here is going to go to
Yes,
without even knowing him.
right.
It's not right.
Well, it's up
I
to
mean,
her.
Isaac, she's willing to do this
Yes,
blindly,
yes.
not even know Isaac at all,
Uh-huh.
not even seeing him.
Right.
Doesn't make
But
sense.
but she does know he's family. She does know that. Okay?
Yeah, I know it's
She's
family, but
she's a
you know,
he's a cousin. Okay?
yeah.
So you're right. I mean, I think you're right to take a look at that and to say, do we infer from that, Rebecca's, a certain a quality on Rebecca's part that was a great quality, that on the basis of what the servant said and brought, she was willing to do this. The other
Hmm.
piece is we don't know how much she wanted to get away from her family.
That's where I was going. That's where I was going.
Yeah.
Exactly. You have Laban for your house, head
Brother,
of household.
for your
No, he
brother.
wasn't a
Yeah.
great guy. Yeah.
No, no. And the adult, yeah, exactly.
And she had to lug all the water. It's like,
Yeah, yep. She was
In
going to
other words,
become the wife of a rich man.
there you go.
But I think she had other motivations. I mean, when you look at her generosity, and the amount of trouble she took to take care of Eliezer and his men and the camels. I mean, that's the basis of it. So, but good question, Harlan, and good observation, and forcing us to look a little deeper into how she, into the fact that she went.
Yeah, but also maybe the other point here is that she also had faith, right? We've already
Correct.
talked about
I agree.
her qualities, about the animals delighting to see her, things like
Yes.
that.
Right.
It's already yeah. So she's special. So anyway.
Yep. She is. She is, and we'll find out a little bit more about her hopefully in our next parsha too. All right. Let's see if we have anything. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Very good. So we're going to go on. Imlo. Right. So we already read this. Va'omar, and I said, El Adoni, to my master, Ulai lo telech ha'isha acharai. Perhaps the woman will not follow me. Harlan, I think he was making a good point, and he probably had in mind what you just said. All right, here we go. Ulai lo telech ha'isha. Perhaps the woman will not go. But notice that the way it's spelled is Ulai is spelled with Eli, or Eli. Kativ. So this is an interesting thing. So notice this. This is the way it appears in the Torah, and the tradition is what gives us the ulai, meaning perhaps. Okay. So what are we making of this? Haita lo leEliezer. Sorry. It's Eli Kativ, but Haita lo leEliezer. Eliezer had a daughter, Vahaya Machazer, and he was attempting, Limtso Ilah, to find a pretext, Shoyomar lo Avraham, Lifnot Elav, that Abraham should turn to him.
Where are you reading from?
Right here, can you see my cursor? He was seeking
Okay,
a
I didn't
pretext
realize
that
you had gotten that far. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
that Abraham should say to him,
Okay,
not Olav, to turn to him, ulahasio bito, and to have his daughter marry Isaac. That's what he was hoping. Amar lo Avraham. Avraham said to him, Beni Baruch. This is a pretty harsh response. My son is blessed, v'ata arur, and you are cursed, ve'ein arur medabek bebaruch, and one who is cursed cannot cling to one who is blessed, which is, I mean, exactly where this is heading. Other than the sort of superficial meaning of this, I'm not certain. It's certainly, if in fact this is sort of this imaginary conversation going on here, and one of the questions I'm asking, okay, is in what sense? I mean, we certainly don't get a sense that Eliezer is cursed unless we understand that the condition of servitude is one of being is a curse, which is certainly believable, and that's all he meant by that. And he wasn't that if anything, he was using a euphemism. So there we go.
You know, Abraham said, if the girl doesn't go with you, then you're out of the contract. You won't,
Right.
he won't be cursed. But if the girl goes with him, it's a blessing.
Yeah, I think though it's referring specifically. Okay, so the way I think we're reading this sentence, if we're going to go back to the sentence and say we're reading this Eli, okay, Eli lo telech ha'isha acharai. So would this be sort of Abraham's response, right? That is to say that Eliezer was quoting Abraham's response, saying, "To me, the woman would not go after me," meaning referring to a potential wife and referring to his own daughter. Okay,
Yeah, but
that's
Abraham had the servant swear that he would, get a wife for Isaac. But if he did, he's out of the. He doesn't have to worry about it. It's out of the contract.
right. But this
No,
is
I
Rashi.
don't see it that way.
No, Rashi is
Well,
going further. Go ahead,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
Golda.
wrong.
No, I see it as he's out of the he still has to find a wife for Isaac. He just
Yeah.
doesn't have to find if the family says no, then he can
Yeah.
go to almost anybody.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Because
Oh,
remember,
Okay.
it doesn't mean he's going to go to a Canaanite. And Abraham
Right.
was quite explicit about the fact that Isaac was not to marry a Canaanite, and we'll see either today or tomorrow what would happen. So let's just keep going. We may not make it
Yep.
today, but we should make it eventually, because Eliezer is going to say, if she's willing to go, we're going to go. But if she's not willing to go, let me know so I can turn to the right or to the left. And what exactly that means by turning to the right or the left, Rashi's going to fill in. Okay, so going on, I believe, right. Okay. I'm also just, puzzling through exactly how we read this when we read this as Eli. Okay.
I don't think Rashi is suggesting that we say Eli, is he?
That's what he's saying. At least he's understanding this as possibly meaning Eli. See that where he says Eli Kativ. All right. I mean, I think he's quoting. Go ahead, Lauren.
Mine says it's written without a vav and may be read Eli to me.
Right. But then we need to try and read the sentence as Eli and make sense of the sentence,
And then
reading
it
it
says
as Eli.
Eliezer had a daughter, and he was looking for a pretext so that Abraham would tell him to turn to him to marry off his daughter to him, Isaac, in
Right.
parentheses. Abraham said to him, "My son is blessed," blah, blah, blah. Eliezer was a descendant of Canaan, who had been cursed by Noah.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah,
Very
I mean,
nice.
I didn't see that anywhere specifically.
That's parenthetical in mine.
Yeah. I mean,
So maybe the idea is that he says Ulai, and we're supposed to read it Ulai, but
yes,
there's a subtext there that in
correct.
his own mind he's saying a lie. In other words, if this doesn't work out, then maybe they'll turn to me.
Yes. Right. Okay, we're gonna have
But
to
maybe
stop.
because there isn't a possibility, because he's cursed, then you don't read it as Ulai.
Yeah. No. Right. Okay. I'm gonna put in a mark And here we go. And we'll hopefully tomorrow we'll continue. Shira Beth, I'm going to wish you a Shabbat Shalom. I understand your circumstances. And
Yes, Shabbat is getting very early now.
yes, it really is.
Yup.
It is. So,
And we're still on daylight savings time. Are you guys still on daylight savings
Mhm.
time?
we are.
Yeah, it's weird. I just
Not
always
until
feel
after
weird.
Halloween.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna,
Halloween.
After
I'm gonna,
Halloween.
yeah, I'm gonna stop the recording. I'm gonna stop the
Okay.
recording and
Okay.
thank those who joined us.